including Seymour Business and Desert Orchid. Very solid, 6-4 is the price against Best Mate. Also very solid, 7-2 against Bacchanal, with 7 native upmanship. Very weak is Florida Pearl, out to 8-1, though 10 also won it twice, and Allen have won it 5 times, and well back 10-1 now, Flagship of Morales from 20-1 this morning.
Away they go then for the Pertemps King George VI chase, and on towards the first fence, and Bacchanal in the pink jacket, Lady Lloyd Webbers, is going to take off first, and Bacchanal leads at the first. From Best Mate in the red headgear out wide is Shooting Light, and then Florida Pearl, the red and white jacket, the horse with the big white face, as they run towards the second, which is an open ditch. Bacchanal a bit pottery going into that, and out jumped by Florida Pearl, followed by Marlborough on the inside, the near side of Best Mate in that light blue sleeve jacket of Jim Lewis's. Flagship of Morales just behind these in the stars and stripes, just shielded now by the dark blue jacketed native upmanship. Shooting Light is wide, and then held up Lord Noailly in green, Wahiba Sands the blue and green, and the French challenger Doos Doos is resting at the back of the field as well, under a tight stranglehold from Cyril Gombeau, who's having his first ride in Britain at the age of 34. Cyril from Normandy, as they run towards the first in the back straight. Bacchanal just got a slap with the whip down the neck there from Mick Fitzgerald, just to wake him up, and he was keen going into that. Shooting Light was very slow indeed at that fence as they go towards the next. And Bacchanal with Best Mate very handy under Tony McCoy. Marlborough close up to Timmy Murphy on the inside, Florida Pearl. And then in behind runners is native upmanship from Wahiba Sands, Doos Doos, and the back pair Lord Noailly and Shooting Light as they run towards the next. Bacchanal just jinked slightly right, going to the fence. It's less damaging on this right-handed course. And now they approach the last in the back straight. Bacchanal, last year's third from Marlborough, and on the outside the French horse Doos Doos, much more handy now than he was in the very early stages. Best Mate, the Gold Cup winner, the 11-8 favourite here, as they turn right-handed towards the line of 3 fences up the home straight with well over a circuit to go. And it's Bacchanal from Doos Doos, Marlborough is third, Florida Pearl fourth on the rail, followed by Best Mate and native upmanship. Wide is Shooting Light of the nose-banded Flagship of Morales, and then out the back Lord Noailly and Wahiba Sands. The first of the 3 plain fences up the straight, Doos Doos just about the leader there on the near side of Bacchanal, and then Marlborough, Florida Pearl and Best Mate, both close up as they take the next, and some good jumps at that plain fence as they near the obstacle in front of the stands now with just over a circuit to go. It's the 9th fence coming up. Doos Doos on the near side of Bacchanal as they go towards it. With in third Marlborough, Best Mate jumping neatly and nimbly out wide. Mistake back in the field there by Wahiba Sands, who dragged the hind legs through the fence. But it's Doos Doos that leads for France, and France have such a good record in the King George. Can Doos Doos add to that? Bacchanal is second. Florida Pearl and Best Mate share third place, followed by native upmanship on the inside of Marlborough. And then Flagship of Morales weighted with, along with Wahiba Sands. Shooting Light hasn't been travelling, and Lord Noailly looks on from last. Here's the water jump. Doos Doos, a big jump over the water as they run along towards the next 2 on the side of the course. At racing pace, it's Doos Doos and Bacchanal. Then Best Mate, well poised under the champion jockeys. They take the next plain fence. Florida Pearl between horses. Marlborough is out wide. And then native upmanship and Flagship of Morales, both their riders trying to save a bit. Best Mate got very handy at that open ditch, jumped up quickly out wide and travelling very strongly indeed. Doos Doos, the near side on the fence. Florida Pearl, last year's winner, in third. Bacchanal is still there, having led early, but chopped up there. Bacchanal on the fence, and that won't have helped him. He loses a length. Marlborough is next, followed by native upmanship, and then a gap of 3 or 4 lengths to Flagship of Morales. They run into the back straight now. They've got 7 fences to jump in the King George VI chase, and it's Doos Doos that regains the advantage, having been out-jumped by Best Mate at the previous obstacle. And they're followed closely by Bacchanal and Marlborough as they take this next plain one. Do's best mate. Florida Pearl on the inside of Marlborough. Bacchanal is stoked along and a bit more than that now. He feels the warmth of Mick Fitzgerald's whip. Native Upmanship is cruising through as well. As they approach the next best mate was switched up the inside of Do's. It was a slightly awkward landing, but he didn't lose any ground. Florida Pearl follows him. They've got 2 more to take in the back straight, and then 3 more in the home straight after that. And best mate's going to take this just about in front. A beautiful leap at it too from Do's. Bacchanal is staying on again. He's a doer galloper. Florida Pearl still going well. So too Marlborough. And Native Upmanship is just hunting them up as well. Best mate wasn't quite so quick over 4 out. Florida Pearl draws to within a neck now. Bacchanal is 3 deep. They're on the turn. Marlborough is 4th. Native Upmanship gets a slap. Then Do's. They're the leading half dozen on turning in, and it's best mate and Tony McCoy. He's riding more positively 12 months on than he did last year. Florida Pearl, last year's winner, chases in 2nd. Bacchanal still there, though it's been hard work on the outside. Marlborough next, then Native Upmanship, and they're well strung out. They've got 3 fences left across, and it's the Gold Cup winner, best mate, that draws to it with the lead. Leads by 2 legs to Florida Pearl, who nods on landing. Marlborough stays on. Bacchanal, but they're all going to have to fight and dig hard if they're going to catch this best mate. Marlborough closes up, going to 2 out. Marlborough lands almost upside best mate, and it's Marlborough produced by Timmy Murphy. Best mate trying to fight back on the far side. Bacchanal is 3rd. Florida Pearl has cried enough. They've got 1 fence left to go. Best mate hard driven. Marlborough the challenger on the near side over the last. They take it together, stride for stride. Can best mate find a little bit more from Marlborough? Bacchanal 3rd. Best mate kicks again from Marlborough. It's best mate by a length. Marlborough trying hard in 2nd place. They're out on the legs, but best mate is showing courage to match his class, and best mate wins the King George. From his 2nd, Marlborough. 3rd is Bacchanal. 4th then Florida Pearl. In 5th, Native Upmanship, followed home next by Wahiba Sands. And they are the only finishers. Lord Noailly pulled up. Flagship Uberales pulled up. So too Do's and Shooting Light. Best mate has gone one better. He adds the King George the 6th chase to his Cheltenham Gold Cup triumph last March. A horse whose stamina was questioned in the past. He had to find a great deal of staying power today to repel Marlborough in testing conditions.
Said best mate returned 11-8. The favourite there, Tony McCoy, riding for Henrietta Knight. Well done to them. 2nd, number 7, Marlborough. Gotta say, what a ride Timmy Murphy gave that. Both 2nd in the Christmas Hurdle and now in the King George, but both on big outsiders. And 3rd, number 1, Bacchanal. He's run with credit back in 3rd at 100 to 30, all 10.